welcome to another episode of Tommy's Trains. What I've got right here in front of me is one of these, they call it a Liberty Special, and it was one of several sets that Lionel introduced or released around the bicentennial in 1976. I actually have two of these sets, and the other one I've got is in the box, and it's in really good shape. The goal of what we're doing today is to get this ready to sell. I think it's a good year to sell it. 2026, 250 years, so they call it sesquicentennial or something like that. Lionel released several of these train sets around the bicentennial, just trying to get some sales and ride on the wave of patriotism. And one of these was this Alco set, and this just says Liberty Special on it. It's in red, white, and blue. It's a four-wheel drive Alco with traction tires and a pull-more motor. There's a caboose and all these box cars, different themes on them. And they did have separate brake wheel, metal wheels and tires. And as you know, a lot of the freight cars during the MPC era didn't have metal wheels, and if they were lucky, they had one operating coupler, but these have all of them. Also, the base is metal. If you don't have one, you can still pick these up pretty cheap. It's the Greenberg's Operating and Repair Manual, 1970 to 78 for the Fun Dimensions trains. It's a great book. It's got all the diagrams. It tells you how the motors work. It tells you how to take it apart and fix everything. So like the 200 series Alco diesel, which is what we've got here. So when you look at this, it'll show you the ones before 1958, and it also has the ones after 1958, so there is a difference. And I do have another Alco here just to show you, and it is built after 1958. This is a 1959. One actually has a coupler on the front. When we look at these, you'll see that they're basically the same, but these are very similar. So all we're going to do with this locomotive today is just get it cleaned up. We're not going to tear it apart too much. We're just going to get it cleaned up so we can move it down the line. They actually had a repair panel that you could put on the front of this. And you can see the truck on this does have the ability to have a coupler put on it, but obviously it doesn't. So really simple to disassemble this. There's a screw in the back. I'm going to take that off. It always helps to have magnetic screwdrivers, probably the favorite tool. And so that one screw basically holds the cover on, and you just pop it off like that. So here's your pull-more motor. So once we have the shell off, we'll just put that off to the side. Then we can look at the locomotive itself. This has a 2-position E unit on it, basically forward and reverse. There's no neutral. And what this does is when you switch this like that, it changes the polarity. So when the motor changes polarity, it just goes the other way, which makes the drive wheels go the other way. So that's how this is. The reverse unit works on this. It's not transformer controlled on this one. It's just this 2-position E unit. And actually, it looks pretty good. So one of the first things we check when we have a locomotive that either lights up, is unresponsive, or when you try to change directions, it may move a little bit and then nothing, or it may just be shaky, jerky. First culprit I would check is these contacts here, but these look pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and skip that part, and we're just going to focus mostly on getting this engine cleaned up and lubricated. So we're going to take this and flip it around. Careful of the light bulb here. So you can see there's some corrosion all in here and then along here, and the gears are kind of dirty. There's wear on the wheels. The coupler still works. This still has a little spring here on it, so you can see that this still works as it should. That little spring does tend to get lost. You can use alcohol. This is just track cleaner. Basically, we're just going to rotate the wheels and rotate the Q-tip as we do it. Now that's not going to do much for the wear, but it does get the carbon and the grit, track grime off. Not cleaning your wheels will oftentimes result in you just putting more gunk down on the track. What I like about these pull-more motors is that you can turn them over by hand. Sometimes you get a train that you can't turn it by hand, and that's the case in a lot of the newer, smaller HO locomotives. So you can see here the cleanness on the outside and the inside, and you can just see the wear where it's been on the rails. And then we want to clean these gears off, but you want to be careful when you do that you're not leaving residue like pieces of cotton. One of the biggest enemies of these little trains is running it on a carpet, pick up all kinds of garbage. So I always say, the fast track is really good for temporary layouts under the tree. So when we're just trying to get something cleaned up to move it, we're not going to worry about painting it or trying to really repair anything. We're just going to clean it up, get it to run, and then move it out. So the Labelle's 107. You can just put a little bit on the axles. It looks like I'm putting it a lot in, but I'm not even squeezing it. I'm just letting a little bit dribble out and a little bit in here. You can use grease. I like the sewing machine oil personally. Then just kind of roll it and watch the stuff work itself in. And you don't want to over lubricate, so I would say just a little bit less than too much is what you want to put in. These are all in good shape. Light bulb's good. Like I said, those contacts are clean, but I'm just going to hit them real quick. So in today's video, it's just a little quick shop maintenance on this Alco, and we're going to put this back together now. Now putting this back together is just the opposite of how we took it apart. That little tab goes into the slot in the front. Just be careful when you put this back on of your E unit there, and also the wires. Alright, so there you have it. It's a Liberty Special, cleaned up and ready to roll. Appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next time.